Hey, what's up, everybody? We are very excited to be bringing you a new show with the one, the only, the most talented and beautiful Laura Brandao. One time close. Laura, how are you today?
Oh my goodness. I am so excited. I can't wait. And this is going to be great. So happy to be here.
I was gonna say, I can't tell you guys how excited this is. This is a little bit of a different show. This is definitely focusing on AFR and the one-time close. And you just shared a story that we're gonna get into here in a second. But before we get into your story, Laura, I really want to tell people why we're doing this show and really kind of the idea behind it. There is absolutely an opportunity within our industry, within all marketplaces right now, to take advantage of the one-time close. And that's what we want to help people niche. One of the questions we get asked most frequently is like, hey, Josh, Jason, how do we stand out in a marketplace? And you guys really do have something that truly helps people, mortgage professionals, stand out. So for those who are joining us, those who are watching the show, tell us a little bit about why we're doing the show and a little bit more about the one-time close.
Okay. So I have to start with my story because, I believe that the way that people remember things is by hearing a story. Okay. A lot of us are processing information all day long. We have lots of things coming at us. So the best way to connect to something is to hear a story. And literally, I'm not making this up. At 8:00 this morning, my phone rang, and everybody knows that when my phone rings and I'm available, I pick it up regardless of who it ever is. And so the phone rang, and a woman on the other side of the phone says, Laura, I am looking for help, and I'm really, really hoping, you can assist me. And I said, well, I will certainly try. How can I help you? She says, well, I have been calling mortgage companies and banks for the last couple of weeks asking for a particular program. And I said, let me guess, is that program a one-time close construction to permanent program? She says, yeah, how did you know that? I said, well, if you're calling AFR, you probably Googled me, and more than likely that's the reason why you're calling. And she said, yes. I said, okay, so how can I help? She said, well, I'm a veteran, and I currently own a home, but we've always dreamed about a home, a piece of land. And I've been calling everywhere, asking for this because I found on the internet that there's such a thing as a VA construction to perm one-time close loan. She said, but these are the things I was told. I was told it doesn't exist. I was told it's impossible to get done. I was told at one point, it's anyone that tells you that program exists is a liar, a cheat, and a fraud. These are the types of things that this particular borrower was told.
Wow.
So I said, well, ma'am, I am honored and privileged, number one, that you decided today to call me. Thank you for your service to our country. And two, I am able to answer your questions. How can I assist?
Boom.
And she proceeded to say, this is what I'm looking to do. This is what my thoughts are. I answered all her questions, and then I referred her to a broker that I know can take care of her and be able to assist her in that process. This is why we're doing this show. We are doing this show because there is an entire country of people like that want to know about these programs, and they are being fed wrong information, misinformation, or just lack of knowledge. And as a mortgage leader in this industry, it's almost like a responsibility of mine to make sure that the entire mortgage world understands that this is available to these families.
Which to me is such an incredible I mean, the fact that you're helping veterans, plus you're not only did you help a veteran, now you gave a deal to a broker. Yeah. You're handing out referrals. I mean, this is incredible, ladies and gentlemen. This is something where people are always asking, well, how do I stand out? How do I be different? And I mean, Laura, you are truly, we had a loan officer on the show who was talking about how he niches, how he's different. And this is one of those opportunities to really stand out. Nobody's taking it. Well, very few people are taking advantage of this. And if you become the expert and you truly are adding value, which you did, I mean, I'm sure, I can't even imagine. Hopefully you recorded that call, because I guarantee that lady you worked with this morning, she was just ecstatic and grateful and just so happy that there was somebody who could help her.
That's exactly right.
And not only that, but how many presidents actually get involved in the day-to-day, right?
Right.
And there's few. And what I love, what I've always loved since the very first day I met Laura is that we've been talking about this a lot over the last couple of weeks, is passion with a purpose. And Laura, you definitely have that. And we've been, a lot of great leaders, in this industry, like Casey Crawford of Movement, Matt Ishbia of UWM, but especially Laura with this. And every time I talk to her and she tells me a story, and you feel that passion. Yep. And we know, and again, nothing against anybody else, but we know there's very few people that are running companies that obviously have their job of running a company, but still take time out to make sure
they're in the weeds.
They're in the weeds. They're taking care of it. And not only that, but actually helping the broker community with that, with passing the lead off, but not only that, but giving some education and making this, and just creating a better consumer experience in our channel.
Absolutely. So Laura, I want to dive into the weeds of this a little bit more, because for those who are not familiar with the one-time close program that AFR offers, let's get into that a little bit more, because you just shared an incredible example, a great story. But is it only for veterans? Is it only who can this program actually help within their business?
Absolutely. Well, no, it's not just for veterans. So the program is available in all of the agencies. So you have conventional, you have FHA, you have VA, and you even have RD. So think about it. You've got USDA, again, 100%. You've got VA, 100%. 3.5% down on FHA, and then you have 10% down on the conventional program if you have a 720 FICO, and 20% down on a 700. Okay, so who's the program for? Now I'm going to tell you right off the bat, because you guys know I speak very blunt. I don't go around, I don't beat around the bush, and I'm not out here to convince everybody it's the best program for everyone. Okay, I'm going to tell you. If someone comes to you and they say, I want to build a $3 million home and I want this is not the program for them, okay? Also, somebody that has saved 50% to put down on their new construction, probably not the best option, okay? That's okay. They can go to the local bank. They can go a different route. Maybe a 12-month temporary construction loan may be better for them. That's fine. Who is your ideal customer for this program? Now picture it. I don't know about you, but I'm going to tell you my misconception years ago. If you had someone that had no money in the bank, or maybe just closing costs, that certainly would probably not be the person I would be speaking about building a dream home from the ground up.
Sure.
I'd be like, you might be better off, a little starter home. Why don't you, go that route? Maybe a fixer-upper. But this program actually provides that option. So it's not just single family, manufactured housing, modular. So you have the full array, but you want to look at it. And that's why I know, Josh, you heard me speak about the crisis of affordable housing at one of the conferences. This is a phenomenal program in the areas of the country where there is land, where you actually can take an acre of land and put that manufactured home, or you can put that modular, or, build a modest home on there. So no, you're not building the $2 million house. You're not going to put the beach property, in Malibu. This isn't that program. This program does, though, open up the option of someone that maybe does have a small savings to be able to have a new construction. That blows your mind.
That's and it's one of those programs that's just not out there, and that's
Yeah.
why I think it is so cool. And you and I were talking a couple of weeks ago, and you shared an example, and we won't use their name and all, but there's a loan officer who has started using this program within their local market, and they're dominating the market with it. So I know this is a perfect example. So share a little bit more about that, because he didn't even know. You and I you were telling me this, that he just kind of was learning about it. He didn't really know about it, but now it's become his main focus.
Yeah, and I have a few clients like that. I actually have a couple of people that started doing that. And I'll start with how he began by accident, like just what you were saying. This particular client, which is my largest client using this program, he started, we're almost maybe at the 2-year mark. Okay, so it's pretty fresh, pretty new. He specialized with veterans. That was his market. He was an expert in VA loans. Well, his phone would ring, just like mine, where veterans would call and say, I want to build. I don't want to, take a pre-existing home. And he would say, I'm sorry, I can't help you. There's, I don't do new construction. And then the phone would ring again and ring again and ring again. And finally, he's like, wait a minute. Too many calls are starting to come in asking this question. He Googled and he found AFR. And he said, make me an expert. I need to learn this program. I don't want to know it a little. I want to become an expert. And he did. Now, it is not something you should walk into thinking, oh, this is like a streamline, no problem. I'm a couple of documents, 15 days, no problem, 10 days, I'm out of here. No. But I will tell you what happened. This man took out, just posting on social media, have you ever thought about building new construction? If you're a veteran, I can help you. This man went from, he couldn't keep up with the amount of leads that were coming in. Now, here's the part of the story you need to keep in mind. Just because all those people were calling and responding to the social media post about new construction doesn't mean they actually went new construction.
Sure.
It didn't matter. What it did, though, is it caused this ripple of activity. And then from there, he counseled. He became the trusted advisor. He figured out what was best for their family. And then he guided them to whatever was the best option. It's not that everybody fits into the program. And as trusted mortgage professionals, you shouldn't ever decide that for them. You counsel and you allow them to make the decision for their family, and you're there to support them and make them through that. So this program, he uses it as a way to generate his leads. And then, of course, he puts them into the best program for them.
That is awesome. And like you said, Laura, he made a simple post, and it wasn't exactly, I'm sure he had a ton of people. Did everybody qualify for the program? Probably not. Probably a few did. And he educated them on it, but all the attention, it's funny, I literally mentioned this earlier, and one of our good friends says it, is attention is the new currency. Like, getting the attention of the consumer is such an important thing. And then even more, once you have their attention, being able to add that value and come in and offer that's something that nobody else can, that's a recipe for absolutely dominating your market and dominating the competition, which, again, this is such a cool idea. I remember, and I've told you about this, I won't mention the bank's name, but back when I was heavily producing in the mortgage world, that the construction loan was such a difficult process. And like you said, I love your transparency, Laura. I love that you're just like, hey guys, this isn't you're probably not going to close this in 12 days, not going to happen in 11 days. You're transparent. But when I was doing mortgages, I kind of got into that niche for a little while of new construction. I got a couple small builders, and the process was absolutely a nightmare. I won't mention the lender that I was using, but it was so frustrating. And it was, oh, well, we think we can do this. And there was just never any sure answers. What I love that you guys are doing at AFR is you guys have become the experts. You become the leaders of the industry in this. And it's so cool to see that. And again, we're not to say that AFR only does this one program. I mean, you guys have a plethora of product, but this is the one you guys are kind of going all in on. This is something that you're passionate about. You've seen how it benefits lives. You've seen how loan officers, mortgage professionals can benefit the lives of others. So you're really going all in, and you're educating mortgage professionals about it. That's what makes me so excited. So many lenders right now in this space, they're just like, well, we've got best rates, we've got this, and this, but you guys are truly finding a niche that you can fill an absolute need in the marketplace, and you're just dominating it. So to you as a leader, being able to help these people, what does that mean to you?
Well, I mean, as you can tell from my passion, and you can tell, I never, the day that I believe that this is a job or just the mortgage business is the day that, Laura Brandao falls off the face of the earth, because I always feel that our value in the marketplace is to do exactly what you just said, to educate and and to make my brokers and the loan officers have that confidence to be able to sit or speak or go on a video with a family and be confident about being that expert. That's what it means to me. As a leader of this organization, is this not just being a leader of AFR, it's being a leader within our industry, because that's what's different. That's what's unique. Like I said, the reason why I always pick up the phone when I can is because I hear what we need. I hear on the other end of that what that family needs, what that broker needs, what everybody needs at this time, because what they need today may be different what they need tomorrow. And until you have that connection, you won't know what the needs are. So right now, I have the ability to make a difference in affordable housing. I have the knowledge to be able to change the mindset that a manufactured home is not the mobile home park with the tin can from the 70s. It doesn't have to be that. Now, if you've got a mobile home, not in a mobile home park, a single wide from 1979, believe it or not, I can actually help you with that. So nothing against that. But the point is that there's so many misconceptions. There's so much lack of information. And when I heard that borrower give all those things of, I was told this, I was told this, I was told this, I'm starting to second guess. Am I wrong in what I'm seeing? Shame on us as an industry. Shame on us for a borrower to have to Google and find me to get the right answer. So that's what it means to me, to be able to provide that to our entire industry together, for us to be able to provide this to those families.
Yeah, and what I really love about this whole story and why we're doing this, it's about helping originators drive business, right? Because look, there's so much competition now. There's so many different, from a consumer perspective, there's a lot of options, real estate, fintech, you got all these people coming, but really, are they really helping the consumer when it comes to giving them education? Are they really helping the consumer when it comes to giving them specific details on what they need for their specific situation, as opposed to trying to fit everyone in one singular bucket? And that's what I love about this, is because like what you're talking about with the loan officer not had no idea what this is, Googled, found Laura, but this is a niche product that, if we're looking from a marketing perspective, this is what makes you stand out. This is if you're going to have to battle for attention from other firms and from other places, you want to have something that helps you stand out. But not only that, but you want to have a partner behind you that's going to support you and give you that education, give you everything from A to B to help you, just succeed and crush it in the marketplace. So everything that we try to do here at Shred and, working with people like AFR and Laura and everything is about driving our industry forward and helping the loan officer stand out. And this is absolutely it. And I think what we also need is we need more encouragement from everyone in this industry to learn about these things.
Yeah.
Like Laura, like you had mentioned about, not, from an industry, shame on us for not putting this out there so people know, something, sometimes it's just the easiest, right? Like, oh, well, VA loan or FHA or conventional, and then just kind of keep it at that, right? Like but it's really getting to these things because we need to stop treating everyone as a like a demographical bucket of this is the only thing that they're doing, but actually spreading out and making sure that the education is there. So it helps the loan originators, but more importantly, it helps that consumer that may think there is no option for them.
That's right. I mean, like I said, how many people that have 3.5% to put down would ever even think they have the ability to build a home from scratch?
Yep.
They would never think that they have that option. But it's our responsibility as an industry to be able to educate that borrower, that consumer. I mean, that's our responsibility. And you're right. Yes, the path of least resistance. Maybe, no, that's not for you. But at least be knowledgeable enough to provide the option. And then from there, everybody can decide the best option for their family.
And I love it. And this is just the beginning. This is our first episode with this. There's so much more that we're going to be bringing to you over the next few weeks with the one-time close, because we haven't even gotten into how this is an opportunity not only for loan officers to grow their business, but to work with builders. I mean, Laura, you and I, like, that's a whole nother episode that we're excited to get into, to dive into how you can actually attract business with builders. Guys, imagine that. You want to, building is all, especially here in Utah and across the country, small builders, big builders, the industry is booming. People are building homes. Imagine if you could go in and have a value proposition for those small builders. And Laura, I know, again, we're not going to, I'm kind of teasing our upcoming episodes, because this is going to be something, again, that absolutely separates you from the masses. I don't know if you want to give maybe a little teaser. We don't want to give them everything on this one, but this is something they can use to work with those small builders, Laura.
Absolutely. And you're right. This program is phenomenal for expanding your referral basis. Okay. So besides the fact, and again, there's different components that we're going to keep speaking about with this program. You know, we touched a little bit about marketing and using it on your social media channels and things like that. So that's going to be one component. Then you have your referral partners. So we spoke about my largest client, my largest broker that's using this program. What he did, I'll use his story as a good teaser into it. What he did, remember, he specialized with veterans. He decided, I know how to approach this. I'm first going to get the veterans and pre-qualify them and make sure all of that. And I'm then going to take the veteran and introduce them to different builders. See, he didn't go to the builder and then say, hey, Mr. Builder, I have this program. Do you need me? No. He said, I have an interested party that wants to pay you money, and I'm going to bring them to you, and then we're going to do some business together. And after that, that builder in turn started referring business back to him. So he brought them the business, they built the relationship, and now it's mutually flowing back and forth. Different than what I've seen most people do. Most people go to the builder first, but they're empty-handed. They've got nothing for them. They're asking them to give them something, but they're not giving anything. Right. So very interesting concept, that building that referral network, you don't want to just ask to receive. You have to be able to give something to them. That has to be the mutual relationship.
I was going to say that.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, that is the part that so many people in this industry miss. It has to be mutually beneficial. And imagine what that relationship looks like if you can go to with a builder with a deal in hand and saying, Mr. or Mrs. Builder, I've got this deal ready to go for you. Would you like to do business together? There you go. Now that's a way to start a relationship. That's a way to have an introduction.
That's exactly right. And I'll also I'll give you one other example that I thought was brilliant from one client. He went to his realtors and he was trying to break into realtor offices in his local area. And of course, it's the same old, what do you have? What do you have that's different? All of that. And he had an idea. He would go in and he'd say, hey, by any chance, do you have any land, that you're trying to move? And they're like, oh yeah, that never moves. Nobody ever wants the land. It just sits there. Nobody wants it. And we really don't make much commission on it. We couldn't care less. This gentleman had a great idea. He took the listing and he made a sketch of a beautiful home. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 3,000 square feet. I had the whole sketch. And he put it and he said, now, can you post this? The calls started coming in. People saying, that house, wait a minute, that house, where is that house? They said, oh, well, that's your dream home that you can build new construction, which FHA, VA, USDA, yeah. And they're like, what? They were moving the land faster than they can keep up with. Because once people could envision the build and we had easy financing to bring in borrowers with low down payment, the realtors loved it. And they got paid their commission at the table, not after construction.
Mic drop on that. Holy cow. That's, guys, that's a teaser for upcoming episodes. You really want to be able to work with your referral partners, add value to them. We're going to be talking about it on up. That was that example. I mean, I got goosebumps on that because I'm just thinking, I'm like, wow, I used to work on building projects years and years ago. And something like that would have been so powerful. There were I literally had that conversation. I don't know how many times you were talking about, Laura, like, well, we don't worry about that land. You know, it's not moving anyway. It's not I don't get commission on it. So like I was working with builders that just had lots and lots upon lots and they just weren't moving because they didn't have that. And that wasn't an option. So guys, there's lots more to come with the one-time close with Laura Brandao, because as you can see, this is truly a product, an opportunity for you to diversify, to niche in something. If nothing else, add it to your repertoire. And as Laura has shared, there's been examples where people just started to get to know a little bit more about it, started learning a little bit more about it. Next thing they know, it's a majority of their business. So with that, Laura, if somebody's listening to this, if somebody's watching this, which I guarantee if they're anybody in the industry who's looking to grow their business and not just worrying about the here and now, but they're looking to the future, where do they need to start? Do they reach out to you? What's the best way to really start getting educated on the one-time close?
Absolutely. So afrwholesale.com is our website. And on that website, there are webinars. They can sign up. There's on-demand webinars for the one-time close, so they can listen to it at any time that's convenient for them. We also have live ones. If you'd rather actually attend one, that is live. So feel free to go there. If you want to sign up with us, sales@afrwholesale.com. And yes, I also monitor that. So I will always, I'm always one of the people behind the scenes everywhere. So always feel free at any time, take the webinar, ask a million questions. That's the other thing I cannot stress. We as an industry, again, sometimes struggle with admitting, I don't know. I'm unsure. Yeah. I have questions, and we all think that we have to have all the answers instantly as a society. Yeah. You are not going to have all the answers until you've done a few of these. I promise you, accept it and know that we will be there for you. We will jump on the call with the builder with you, with the borrower if you want us. You don't ever have to say who we are. I'm Laura, the construction expert, and it won't probably be me on the phone, but one of my team members will be there as the construction expert. We'll go in with you. You don't have to say that we're even on the line. We'll be there to support in case you run into any trouble. So don't be afraid. Take the webinar. Take it multiple times. Take it as many times as you need to, because I promise you this is something you definitely have to have in that repertoire.
Oh, so exciting.
And yeah, I was going to say, if anyone, what we also want to do is, because I think what would be helpful is, so if anyone that's listening to this or watching this either live or on the replay, if you have questions and you don't get to AFR, or you get busy and other stuff, write these questions down or send them to myself at jason@shredmedia.com, because what we would love to do is, because we'd like maybe at some point, as we continue to do the one-time close series with Laura here, is have like a Q&A, like say, hey, I got these questions, I saw these comments about it, and so that Laura could ask them, and then that way they could hear other questions. And that's Absolutely. One thing. It's like, with a lot of lenders having like a scenario, it's good for loan officers to see what other loan officers are asking, because they may not even thought of that question. And I think that could be incredibly helpful, because just of what we've heard already in just this first episode is that this could be a powerful tool to grow your business and something that you may not even know exists. And so this, again, we want to make sure that everyone, not only are we getting the education out there, but we're helping loan officers build their business.
Absolutely. Love it. Laura, we cannot thank you for episode 1 Well, the one-time close with Laura Brandao. I got
It's
that
kinda
was a
hard.
mouthful.
Episode one of
Episode
One-Time
one,
Close.
one-time close. So, Laura, thank you so much for joining us. And guys, as you've heard, there is much more to come with the one-time close. We gave you a little bit of a teaser of some of the ways this is going to help you truly build your business, start building for the future, and separating yourself from the masses, being different, being unique within your marketplace. So, Laura, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your wealth of knowledge and expertise.
My pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Guys, this has been episode number 1 of the One-Time Close with Laura Brandao. Make sure you tune in next time for episode 2 as we truly get into the weeds of growing your business with the one-time close. So
absolutely. And remember, when you think one-time close, think AFR.
Love it, guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.